Welcome to the first ever episode of the Loafing Around Podcast, a podcast where we talk about all things Pokemon, and each week I am joined by a new and unique guest, be it a YouTuber, streamer, announcer, VGC player, and so on, to hang out with them and ask them some questions about their passions, opinions, and experiences within the Pokemon franchise. I am your host, Espy, a longtime Pokemon fan and a Pokemon content creator. Today, I am joined by a YouTuber with over 60,000 subscribers who has lots of knowledge and opinions on the Pokemon anime. Super excited to have them on for our first ever episode, and we will have them join us right after this killer intro. Welcome back. As I said earlier, this creator has more than 60,000 subscribers, is uploading several videos a week, does weekly Pokemon Journeys reviews, and is a great all-around presence on all of his social medias. Welcome to the podcast, Pokeferlax. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. And honestly, when you say all that, it sounds so crazy in my head because I can't picture myself having 60,000 subscribers. So like when people tell me that, I have to have a double take like, wait, what? That's me? How did I get here?
Yeah, you grew at such an alarming rate that like even when I was typing this, I was like nervous to put 60,000 down because I was like, well, the next thing I know, it's going to be 70,000. Like this is days in the waiting. I mean, this man's channel grows at exponential rates. I know it grew pretty quickly from last year to this year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I honestly, I can't process it. Like I look at it as if it's somebody else's channel because something like that doesn't happen to me, you know, like it doesn't feel like it should be happening to me. But yeah, it is crazy. I mean, this time last year, I think I had maybe 5,000 subscribers, and that was beyond my wildest dreams. Like back then, I was so happy, like the fact that 5,000 people were subscribed, and now we're over 10 times that. It is mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's really interesting to think about it that way too. Like think of each person individually and just be like, you know, because even that really helps. I feel like even smaller creators, you know, whenever they only have like 300-400 subscribers and they feel bad about that, it's like place those people in a room and you'll fill the building you're standing in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And whenever I think about my larger videos, like the ones that have really popped off, like I think it was like top 5 Pokemon Go should never catch or something like that. When I look at that, and that has like 1.2 million views, and I think of
huge, yeah,
like I imagine myself stood there in front of 1.2 million people, and I'm like, wow, how did I just do that? It's crazy.
Yeah, 1.2 million is insane. I don't have a million view video, but that's pretty crazy. I remember like seeing you hit that and seeing Luap hit his. I mean, it was pretty crazy. Like,
yeah, I mean, you're getting
pretty excited.
I think you're on the path, to be fair. I mean, you had that one video that really popped off. I think it was like explaining the starter Pokemon in Legends Arceus.
Yeah, explaining how they went from their regular forms to their Hisuian forms. Got like almost 200,000 views.
Yeah,
it's
that was
so interesting.
Crazy. And considering you started your channel, what, like half a year ago? Or like that was when you first started uploading Pokemon videos or whatever. And like when I look at that, I'm like, he had a massive video really quick. Like, that's impressive.
Yeah, I actually, so it's 6 months ago that I started that channel. I had no video editing experience, no software or hardware to do the job, but I took it and ran with it and tried to pay attention to timings on things. And the Legends Arceus was a big one that I wanted to hit, and it really paid off dividends, as you can see.
Yeah, well, I remember on the week building up to the Legends Arceus game releasing, me, Luap, and Starmeister, we were actually going to like make a collab video. Yeah, it was going to be a collab video about Greninja and Lance. It was going to be like a Pokemon Chronicles what if video. And then it was 2 days before the release of Legends Arceus, and I was sat there and I was like, this could be an opportunity, you know? Like when you're in the YouTube game, you're always thinking like, oh, a new thing's releasing. I need to make a video to sort of build off of that and hopefully it'll take off into the sky or whatever. And then I remember messaging Luap and Starmeister and being like, I know it's crazy, but should we make a collab video that we have to have done in the next 24 hours? And we were like, yeah, let's do it. And then we made it and I think it paid off, hopefully.
Yeah, that is 24 hours for any video turnaround time is crazy for me. Like, it takes me much longer than 24 hours to, like, you know, concept a video, write it out, record it. You know, it's crazy to think about trying to do a video in 24 hours alone.
Yeah, honestly, I'm the same. And then when it's with other people as well, there's also like the time cap thing. Like, obviously, I'm in England. Star is in the Philippines. Luap is in Japan. So we're like all over the world. So trying to figure out the time zones and everything, much harder than you'd expect, especially when you only have 24 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. That, I mean, the sleep schedules alone and that would be colliding so much.
Yeah, we're very happy we got it done in time.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of your channel, you kind of want to talk about it just a little bit. I know we touched on it briefly, but, you know, kind of what, for people that don't know, what you kind of specialize in, focus on?
Yeah, so honestly, if you watch the Pokemon anime, anything you can imagine from that, I've probably made a video about it. I make top 10 videos, top 5 videos. I make episode reviews weekly. I didn't do those for a while because I was very nervous around the whole copyright stuff, but I'm doing them again now. Hopefully doesn't backfire on me. So yeah, I did episode reviews, ranking videos, tier lists. So yeah, anything to do with the Pokemon anime, I make videos on it, and that's pretty much my channel.
Yeah, you definitely run the full gambit, and I know that the Show Pro scare was tough. I had a series I was trying to get started off the ground, trying to cover each of the Pokemon movies in under 10 minutes, and I got the first one, felt really good about it. The amount of attempts it took me to get it in under 10 minutes was astronomical. I think it was something like 54 tries or something like that.
Wow.
And I never continued the series because I was right whenever Show Pro started shutting people down and they were really bringing the hammer down. So I was scared because I had a lot of movie footage, obviously, to cover the whole movie. And I wasn't going to risk it, getting my channel shut down to make that series. So it was rough. I felt bad for Suede. I mean, he had a lot of really good content that got taken down entirely, which was very rough and sad to see.
Yeah, it was terrible seeing all the videos that he worked on for so long as well. He was making those videos for 8 years maybe? Like, he was working on them for ages, and all of it has to be taken down. It's genuinely crazy. And I think when you're a fellow YouTuber, you know how much you pour your heart and your time and your effort into every single video. So the idea of losing one video hurts, and the idea of losing everything, I think that's why I'm always, I'd rather be safe than sorry at this point. Like, every video now, I put weird filters on every image, and I don't like doing it, but I'd rather do it than have it all taken down,
Absolutely. And Lumio's trainer, Zach, he's very good about that, putting filters onto the video and making it to where it's, within fair use really well. And so kudos to him because it's still watchable, which is really good.
Yeah, I think the biggest fear is always, what's going to be next, what is going to be next? Are they going to next target people who use footage with filters on them, or are they going to target people who have pictures in the thumbnails? You never know, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, until people start to take more time into fair use, if YouTube puts more effort into fair use and what they protect and what they don't, I mean, it's always risky.
Yeah, we need YouTube on our side bad.
Yeah, but anyways, Pokeferlax's channel, fantastic. Lots of Pokemon anime content. He collabs with a lot of cool people like Pokeraf and others. So definitely go check out his channel if you like Pokemon or the anime. He's extremely fast with uploads very regularly.
Hey, and I mean, I'm not the only one not saying my own content is good content, but you've got very good content as well, to be fair. Some of the theories you come up with literally boggle my mind. I don't know how you have the brain cells to come up with some of this stuff. I could never.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of scrolling through Bulbapedia and looking at the different entries and the trivia and stuff and going, wait a minute, that kind of connects to this one.
Must have been difficult the past few days because Bulbapedia has been having issues, hasn't it?
Yeah, that is really unfortunate. I've seen some people being really aggressive to them too, which is
Yikes.
as if they can control their servers. I mean, like they do, yes, operate them, but they're not responsible for the back end messing up like that. But either way.
Yeah, I was because I do like a rewatch series on Twitter, and I'm currently rewatching Advanced Generation or Ruby and Sapphire, and I always get my images from Bulbapedia because they always have the best images on their website. And the past few days has been so difficult because the website has been down. But I'm just like, hopefully it gets back up, and I'm pretty sure it's fixed by now. I hope.
I was on it right before this podcast, actually. Point again that I'm on it all the time. It was up. I clicked on 3 different links and it was working. So hopefully back up. I haven't checked their Twitter yet, but hopefully.
No, I think I need to follow him on Twitter. Actually, I don't think I follow him.
Oh, Bulbapedia and Bulba Garden, both really good to follow on Twitter. Love following their Twitter. Yeah,
I guess I'll do that after the podcast.
yeah. Go follow Pokeferlax on Twitter as well. Check them out.
And SB, follow SB too.
Good content. So we'll go ahead and move on to our next segment. So how this one's going to work? Going to be a little different. It's going to be a little game for you and the listeners. Yeah, I'm going to ask 5 trivia questions about the Pokemon anime, and I don't want you to answer them yet, but I will give you and the rest of the audience the entire rest of the episode to think about it, and then at the end, I'll give you guys the answers and see if you get them right.
Okay, I'm very relieved I have time to think about them because I don't want to be exposed for being like a fake fan, you know?
Yeah. We'll see. We know what happens if you get 0 out of 5 on this.
Wow, channel terminated.
Yeah.
Gone. Friends left me behind.
You have to hand it over to a real anime fan, someone that emails in all of the answers now. If you tweet me with all the correct answers, you can have Pokeferlax's channel guaranteed.
Yes, that is a confirmation there. I agree to this.
Completely true. Alrighty, so you ready for question 1?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Alrighty. So what members of Ash's Alolan team are not weak to ground type?
Not weak to ground type, Alolan team.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'll have to think about that. I'm not very good with typings, but hopefully I'll figure it out.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. And for me, I'd have to remember the team. I'd have to be like, and he caught this one, but he didn't keep it.
Yeah.
He had this. Yeah.
You see, I know the team. I just suck at typings. I only really remember the basic ones.
Oh, yeah. Fire beats grass.
Yeah.
Starting, I'm great. Alrighty, question 2. Which of Ash's Pokemon was first owned by a rival before belonging to him? Pretty easy one.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I know that one.
Yeah, that one I tried to give it pretty easy. You can't make them all too difficult, you know?
Yeah.
Alrighty, question 3. What is the name of the professor of the Orange Islands?
Oh, that's a good one. But I do think I know it, actually.
Yeah,
if I didn't, then Brock would attack me.
There you go. Yeah, true. Or cry in a corner, one of the two.
Probably. Oh, yeah, actually, he hates her now, doesn't he?
He's just traumatized by her, I guess.
I still want to know what happened. Did they ever say what happened? I can't remember.
No, every time that it's brought up, he just says, I don't want to talk about it.
Maybe someday.
At least in the dub. Back then, I was watching the dub more regularly.
Yeah.
So
it's a long-lost mystery alongside the GS Ball.
Oh, yes, absolutely. The GS Ball they never, ever really touch on again.
No, sadly.
Yeah. Alrighty. Question 4, and this one's specifically geared towards you, so we'll see if you get this one right.
If I get this one wrong, that's going to be mad embarrassing.
It will, and you'll have to hand the channel over. What main character has the most disobedient Pokemon under their ownership in the anime?
What main character has the most? Is in like the most amount of disobedient Pokemon?
Yes, correct. Yeah. And
right.
throughout their history has had the most, yeah.
I think I know who that is.
I believe you do. I feel it.
Yeah, I hope so. If I'm wrong, then yikes.
Then don't follow his Twitter or else you're going to be very disappointed. Alrighty, you ready for the 5th one? It's a little bit of a memory tester.
Oh no, let's go.
Here we go. Do you remember Richie from the anime?
Yes, I do.
Alrighty, here we go. Give me the nickname of 3 of Richie's Pokemon from the anime.
I actually think I have this one in the bag. I remember all of his Pokemon because
there you go.
I love that character.
I know, I love it. The fact that he uses nicknames. It's a lost art form, really. And
I also really love how he uses similar Pokemon to Ash as well. I feel like that's very underrated.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He was a great great add-in. I was sad that they haven't brought him back in Journeys, but
it still hurts me that he wasn't in the Johto League. Like, he should have been in the Johto League.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, who'd we get? Harrison. Ugh. There you go, Luap and Starmeister.
Yeah, I was going to say, Luap and Starmeister are onto you now.
Yeah, that's just for you guys. If you ever listen to this episode, you're gonna be like, wait a minute. Alrighty, so next up, we are going to talk about some significant news in the Pokemon community on a segment called RKS News.
I love that name. Love it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, a little Silvala, little Arceus throwback there. If anyone is listening to this and they are a long-time follower of my short-lived YouTube channel so far, you'll remember when it first started, I had a fake like green screen newsroom, and I wore a suit and tie, and I did a whole bit called RKS News where I did Pokemon news, and it was a whole thing in a suit, and people really liked it. But I've been waiting to bring it back, and now I'm glad to finally bring it back in the podcast. So surprisingly,
I've never seen this. I've never seen it.
It's fantastic. I have one that's like all the bloopers of 2 episodes, and I made it a YouTube short, and people loved that. I got so many things. People were like, "When's the next one?" And I'm like, "We'll see. Maybe a podcast eventually. We'll do a bloopers for the podcast. I don't know if it'll be as good as that though, where I meant to say underway and I go Pokemon's underwear, and I'm like, okay, never mind."
So are they all still up on your channel still?
I think all but 2 of them are up, and then 2 of them I took down because it was Show Pro again. They had footage of them, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Well, I know what I'm going to be doing tonight, catching up on all of these videos.
Yeah, there you go. It was a fun time. So yeah, in the news, we have a new TCG set that just released on May 27th here in America. It's called Astral Radiance, and there are some really, really cool cards in there. There's like an alternate arts Starmie with Misty on it that I really want, and I tweeted about how much I'm going to be hunting for that because that card is gorgeous.
I feel like you're going to be competing with Starmeister as well.
Yeah, I know when I get it, I'm going to have to like show it, send it to him, and be like, here you go, look at what I got.
Yeah, rub it in his face.
Yeah. There's also a really good Machamp one. It's like he's carrying like a bunch of dishes and food and bags of food and stuff, and it's great. He's like in stone on side. It looks like it's I love it.
It's always fun thinking about Pokemon in more daily situations, like Machamp walking around carrying grocery bags.
Yeah, I love that. Twilight Wings, that anime, I feel like they did a really good job with that. And the most recent evolutions, like when we had like the Kimono Girls and we got to see all the Pokemon watching with their trainers. Oh, so good.
Yeah, I kind of wish we saw more of that in the games. The only real example I can think of is in Ruby and Sapphire with and Emerald. I think it was in one of the games it was Machamp, and the other one it was Machoke and then Vigoroth, I think. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like moving the mum into the house or something.
Yeah, I think Emerald it was Vigoroth's, I think.
Yeah, because I think they changed it between the games, I think.
Yeah, I think they wanted to keep it a hush-hush secret that it was in the game, and then once Emerald came out, they were like, cat's out of the bag, this Pokemon exists, it moves things. Shout out to Slakeoth and Slaking for my channel name on this podcast, woohoo.
Yeah, we had to mention them.
Yeah, you always got to bring them up. Once every episode, I'll manage to bring those 2 up for my Loafing Around name. Alrighty, next up we have Original Stitch and Pokemon partnering once again, and they're bringing some really cool t-shirts, and it has 15 different patches for Pokemon on there. I'm very interested in this, to be honest.
Were these the same company that made... I remember seeing some t-shirts where they had like one of every single Pokemon, and you could choose the Pokemon.
Yeah. It was like button downs. Yeah, and they had like all these different designs, like all the way up to like Hoenn or Sinnoh, and then they had like the 3 Galarian starters. But
that was the one. Art. I remember I was scrolling through it, and I really wanted a Tropius one, or Tropius. I don't know the pronunciation. Someone's probably mad that I pronounced it wrong.
Again, you pull the British card. You just say,
yeah, exactly. Anything I'm pronounced British. Wrong, I'm British.
Yeah. What are you going to do about it? I can't help it.
Exactly. But yeah, I was trying to get a Tropius shirt, and it was sold out in seconds. And I was like, oh, guess I won't.
Yeah, they're extremely fast. I'm very interested in these ones. These ones I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
And the next news is pretty shocking and sad, but Pokken Tournament is going to be removed from the Play Pokemon Tournament series for after 2022. So who could have saw that coming? It's crazy.
No, I'm devastated. I never expected this. It's the biggest shock of 2022. No.
I know. All 6 of their fans are gonna riot.
I think 6 is being generous.
Yeah, right. 3 maybe.
Yeah, I got Pokémon Tournament on the Wii U, didn't play it too much, and then when it came out on the Switch, I got it again while I was on holiday or vacation. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, vacation. Yeah. Every time that you say holiday, I'm like, let me think here. That means vacation, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we call it holiday, but I know some countries call it vacation. But yeah, when I was on vacation, I bought the game so me and all my cousins could play it. We booted the game up, got all our Joy-Cons out, ready to go, played it for an hour, and then we were like, so what else is in this game? Is there anything else?
Yeah, that's pretty much how I felt about it. I tried it, and I played a couple rounds, and they were really fun, but then it was like very limited on maps and Pokemon that you could choose, and it just doesn't, the moves didn't vary enough for me to feel like I should keep playing it, so I only played it that few handful of times, and then never again.
Yeah, I feel like it could have been a really successful game if they kept making new content, because I'm pretty sure they made 2 DLC packs, I think. I think I saw an Empoleon one, and what was the other one? Blastoise, maybe?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I think they made 2 DLC packs, and they were great, but then that was it. They kind of gave up support on it after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish that they would have went like Smash Ultimate on it, and had more fighter DLCs and things coming in, because I feel like that would have kept it alive. Or even Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite is fantastic at adding new characters.
Yeah, Pokemon Unite adds a new one every few weeks.
Yeah. I mean, the roster growth is literally what I think keeps that game alive. Is that you got to come back and try Espeon? I think was the newest one, but like you got to come back.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, it usually gets me to play around, but not that I'm good at the game. So don't like send me a tweet and be like, oh, you should play with me sometime because I'm bottom tier at this game. But
yeah, well, I got the game when it released, played the heck out of it, played it so much. Literally hours every single day. Made it up to Masters rank, the top one, and then I never played it again after that. And like I kind of want to get back into it. I don't know. I just feel like I play too many other MOBA games, sadly, unfortunately. I wish I didn't play other MOBA games because they're exhausting. But yeah, I play so many of them, so it's kind of hard to jump into another one.
As someone that has 2,000 hours in Dota, I completely feel it.
Yeah, I have similar hours in League of Legends, unfortunately.
Yeah. Listen, I know League's another big one. I don't have near as much just time in the League as I do Dota, but...
Very lucky then, very lucky.
In June, we're going to have some new Pokemon Go content as the season of Go continues. They're going to have lots of different Pokemon showing up in the different biomes or regions or however you want to call it, and they're adding a lot of new shiny Pokemon, so I'm pretty excited about that.
You know, when you say... Did you say the Season of Go? Was that what it's called?
Yeah, Season of Go. It's been, I think it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, when you say that, I imagine booting up the game, looking, and there's a bunch of Go's running around from Pokemon Journeys.
I would be fine with that. I really like Go. So put that first episode, go ahead and put that on my character sheet. I'm a Go fan.
Hey, and you can give Go a taste of his own medicine in Pokemon Go if you lob some Pokeballs at him.
Yeah, right. Man. The amount of times that I've seen him get hit in the face is fantastic. But I also saw in Pokemon Go they teased Nihilego, however you want to say it. Any way is going to be wrong to someone else, but either way, they teased Nihilego. So Ultra Beast incoming, it seems, which I'm pretty excited about. That means I can finally get Poipole, who is like one of my top 10 Pokemon love.
Yeah, I was going to say that a second ago. I didn't know how new the news was, or whether that was going to be something that you brought up in the podcast. But I saw like a teaser for, I pronounce it Nihilego, but I did get a comment, like a very angry comment on one of my recent videos. And it was like, Nihilego, what's wrong with you? And I was like, sorry.
No, it's always like that. Literally, no matter how you pronounce anything, you could be talking about Pikachu and you could say Pikachu and someone would go, really? That's how you pronounce Pikachu? It's like, okay.
I want to pronounce it like that from now on. Pikachu.
Just slide it into the episodes.
See what people say.
Yeah, I absolutely want to do that. This is going to be, if Aleximo listens to this episode, he'll be prepared. If he doesn't, I'll know, because when he's finally on, I plan to have him on to talk about the manga, and I'm going to call it manga until he stops me. Just to see
he's going to get mad.
Riled up, yeah.
Yeah, make sure you say it near the start of the podcast as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There'll be like a little teaser area before I'm going to be like, hey, heads up, I'm going to be pronouncing it manga just to see if I can get this person to correct me.
Yeah, pronunciation. I have the British excuse. Unfortunately, you don't. So I'm sorry about that.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
people act like we're the only people that speak English. Like, you're American, so it doesn't matter. It's like, that's not even where English is from.
Yeah, the big one is always Rayquaza. I say Rayquaza, but a lot of people are like, Rayquaza, actually.
Yeah, I saw that one movie, Destiny Deoxys, maybe, where they said Rayquaza, and that has shaped my entire life.
Yeah, like one time they said it. But yeah, I was thinking earlier, because I was like, around the world, people pronounce animal names differently, and that's not a big deal. So why do people make a big deal of Pokemon names? So, for example, in England, we say zebra, but I'm pretty sure in the States they say zebra.
Zebra, yeah. I think I say zebra, yeah.
Yeah, so now I'm thinking, what if we call Rayquaza Rayquaza?
I love it.
Rayquaza. But yeah, no, like if people pronounce animal names wrong, people don't care. So like Pokemon, is it that big deal?
Yeah, right. And I know like here in America, like another big joke for, British people is squirrel. Like it's just like how hard the like second RE is hit, squirrel.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really can't pronounce anything. I've tried so hard in my videos to try and fix my accent. Not fix my accent. It doesn't need fixing, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
But you'd like trying to make it more clear for people, because obviously viewers all around the world, and I want to be as clear as I can. But for me, T's are the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah, at the end of words, T's always get me. Like I always end up instead of start, I always end up with like start, and I'm like, I don't know where that came from. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I struggle with T's in the middle of words as well. So, for example, I made a video and I got absolutely shredded in the comments because in a row I said Caterpie and Pidgeotto. And obviously that's two very, very obvious. Yeah. And everyone were like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, sorry, my bad. I'll try and fix it in the future.
That's one of those things too. Like I've had someone be like, why didn't you say it like this? And I'm like, oh, because with my accent, it can be hard for other people to understand. They're like, what accent? And I'm like, not everyone, like American is still an accent.
I feel like I don't have an accent, but then everybody who's not from where I'm from say I do. It's weird how nobody ever feels like they have an accent until other people tell them they do.
Yeah, and like America is, they're very, I don't have an like they're very adamant about it. Like it slips everyone's mind, but Americans I feel like are very adamant. Like I don't have an accent, neither does that person, unless you're talking about like Boston, and they're like ha 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 ha. But
oh no, every American I've ever spoken to had a thick accent.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, there's definitely an accent, you just don't hear it. So like sometimes I avoid saying words, and then people are like, why? And I'm like, because there's people not from America that won't hear me. I'm like, I know the weaknesses of my own speech. Well, we'll finish off the news here. The last piece of news is that episode 28 through 42 of Master's Journeys has been added to Netflix. So if you like to watch the dub, there are some more episodes for you out there. So get on that because it gets pretty good.
Yeah. Speaking of that, have you heard of the new English dub opening theme?
I listened to it. Was that yesterday? Last night?
I think it was yesterday, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It came out yesterday. Who was it? Kuro Blitz. He added the first XYZ, or just XY at that time, the first XY anime opening to this, and it sounds amazing.
Oh, really? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I saw that, and it's like, it's honestly, it fits so well. Like he changed like the wording a little bit to make it fit, and it's perfection. He tweeted it out, and I loved it.
I'll have a look at it. But yeah, in terms of the new opening, I think it's called With You. I think that's what it's
With
called.
You, yeah.
Yeah, you see, I don't think it's a bad song. I think the singer sounds great. The instrumental is good. The beat is good. The rhythm is good. I just feel like it doesn't fit the final season of Pokemon Journeys.
Yeah, and it's kind of loud. I mean, I don't know, but like it's kind of loud.
I tweeted that yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I could barely hear what the lyrics were saying because the instrumental was so loud.
Yeah, maybe it's just the instruments. I was like, this whole thing's kind of loud, but like maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, the only lyrics that I actually understood were like something about a shade of blue. And then the rest, I was like, I'm sure it's probably good, but I don't know what they're saying.
That's me. That's me when I listen to the sub openings of anything. I'm like, this is great. I don't speak Japanese. I'm learning right now, but like definitely not fluent. So
I mean, that's pretty impressive that you're learning. I would love to learn, but I feel like I'm not in an area of the UK where learning languages is very normalized, you know?
yeah. I mean, all of America, they refuse to be bilingual. No.
Yeah.
Why would I need a different language? I live in America, but I want it because I, take in Pokemon anime and many other animes.
Yeah, it would be mad convenient to be able to understand Japanese.
Yeah, I think Luap, I mean, it's so impressive, like hearing his stuff because, he gets it out quicker because he understands and he just hearing him is really good. I mean, he's quick with it.
Yeah, I mean, Luap, he makes episode reviews weekly. And if you're ever in the period between the episode releasing and the subtitles being released, I recommend looking at Luap's reviews because he knows some Japanese. So he has a lot of details in his reviews that you wouldn't have really got unless you knew Japanese. So if you're ever waiting for subtitles and you wanted to know more about the episode, I recommend Luap's channel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember one time, I think it was the Grookey episode, like it was like Grookey Focus, and there was like a forest with, the Rillaboom and all that, and he got that out insanely fast. It was like 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it probably helps that he's a massive Grookey stan.
Yeah, right. It's like his favorite Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't look at Grookey and like, that's someone's favorite Pokemon.
It's a random one. I love Grookey, don't get me wrong. It's a very random one, though. I think it's definitely one of the starter Pokemon, I think. I think it's a very good one.
No, I totally agree. I really enjoy Grookey. I mean, out of those starters, I think, like, the first form, Grookey is phenomenal. Rillaboom, I would make one small tweak, and I think it would be, top 5 starters for me, but it's okay.
Yeah. For Rillaboom, for me, get rid of the drum, and I'd like him.
Here's my thing with the drum, right? So I think like you said, get rid of the drum. Don't have it behind his hair. His pecs should be wooden and should be used as drums. You should be able to pound on his chest and hit him with the sticks and drum that way.
That is a good idea, to be fair. That is a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm like, why is his chest, stomach area not just like hard wood that he can like hit and make noises with? That's like a whole monkey thing, right? Is like pounding on your chest and stuff. So
yeah, the thing is, for me, with Rillaboom, when Pokemon started, I feel like they tried to make Pokemon look like they were a species of wild animals. So it looked like you could see them in the wild. You would naturally see them living their lives in the wild. But when I look at Rillaboom, this massive humanoid gorilla with a massive titanic drum, in what world would they be in the wild? Like carrying around these massive 6-foot tall drums.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really interested to see what direction, given the criticisms that the Galar starters got for their humanization, I'm interested to see what they do for Gen 9.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie, I am nervous because I loved the base forms of the Galar starter Pokemon, but the final forms did not really do it for me because for me, it felt like they were trying to design like mascots or like characters rather than wild animals, and I feel like that kind of lost the magic of what Pokemon should be for me, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the middle evolution for any of them, but the Galar starters. But
the only one that I really love is Raboot, but I don't like the other two.
The anime helped me like Raboot more. Just going off of like seeing it, I was like, that's not my thing. But the Gen 9 games, I'm excited to see more on them. I'm excited to see at least the middle evolutions or the box legendaries, or even get the name of the region would be cool at this point.
Do you know what's funny? For me, the thing that I'm most excited for is to see the early game regional bug Pokemon. Because anyone who knows me knows that I'm like a massive bug type Pokemon fan. They're like my favorites ever. So I cannot wait to see the new bug type Pokemon.
It always shocks me whenever someone says that. Like whenever someone's like, I just love bug Pokemon. Like, don't get me wrong, Scizor is like one of my top 5 Pokemon, but it just blows my mind whenever someone's like bug type. That's my favorite one.
And you know what's weird? I don't like bugs in real life. So I feel like maybe I'm overcompensating for that dislike of real life bugs by loving Pokemon bugs. I don't know how it works.
You're like, man, I don't like spiders, but I guess if this spider was 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, and had poison type,
could actually unalive me. I'd love it.
I would love it if this bug had like twin needles on its arm that would impale me through and through.
Yeah, this massive 10-foot tall water spider that can drown me in its massive bubble.
Yeah, I like this take on it. Like, man, I don't really like mantises, but what if their arms were like literal swords?
Yeah, literally. It makes no sense to me. Maybe someone who's watching this could understand it. I mean, I should understand it, really. I am a psychology graduate, so I probably should understand it, but I don't. So
yeah, that someone tweeted us the reasoning for why he doesn't like real bugs, but whenever they're murder creatures, he's like, I love
them. Yeah, love them.
Alrighty, so let's kind of get into some of the questions here. This is a story that I know, but others might not. So I want to hear how your channel began versus where it is now, because like I absolutely love going to your channel and sorting it oldest videos first. It's something I do with a lot of people. Like if I'm interested in anyone's channel, it's pretty much the first thing I do. I'm like, but what were their beginning videos like?
Yeah, that's a very stark difference on my channel. My channel has been an absolute journey. Like crazy.
Pokemon.
Yeah, a massive Pokemon journey. An ultimate journey, you could say, or a master journey.
Master journey.
But yeah, so when I made my channel in 2017, I think it was, I started things off with making like team prediction videos. My first ever video, I think, was like Max's future Pokemon team or something like that. And then they didn't have my voice in them. They were just like popping up on the screen, like the Pokemon popping up and everything. And then I made little fan animations. They were terrible. They weren't serious. They were just me and my younger brother messing around. So none of those videos are on my channel anymore. I privated them all. But then after I did that, I heard about this app. And anyone who has seen my old videos will already know where this is going. I found this app called Texting Story. And on that app, on Texting Story, it's kind of like a fan fiction kind of app, but you make fan fiction in the format of people texting on their phones. So, for example, I'll have Ash and Serena, and I'll write a fan fiction, but it's through the format of like a text message conversation. And that probably sounds so confusing. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back on my channel and look at my old videos and you'll probably understand it. So yeah, I made some random texting story video about Ash and Serena going on a double date. And I uploaded it sort of thinking it would just be like a funny joke video. I forgot the details to my YouTube channel, sort of forgot my YouTube channel because I never really took it that seriously. And then I randomly got an email in my inbox and it was like, congratulations, Pokeferlax. One of your videos has just hit like 100,000 views. And I was like, what? What video? I don't make videos. And then I went onto the email, clicked it, and it led me to the channel that I'd completely forgotten about, which is the Pokeferlax channel. And the texting video that I made somehow had like 100k views. And I was like, what on earth just happened? So I was like, people actually like this? Let me continue with this. So there was me just every day writing fan fiction in a texting format between Pokemon characters. And I did this from 2018 all the way to early 2021. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was really successful. A lot of people loved the videos. A lot of people found it to be like a breath of fresh air because a lot of people use those texting stories for very dodgy purposes.
Nefarious,
a lot of people a lot of people use them in very non-safe for work reasons. So I thought, well, if I can make ones that aren't like that, then maybe it will help people who thought they're the only kind of thing that there is. And so many people commented on my videos saying like, wow, this is such a massive relief. Like I was traumatized by other ones I saw, but your ones are actually good. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to keep going with this. So I did that until mid-2021. And then I sat down one day and I thought, I feel like I'm making all these videos, but it doesn't feel like it's my channel because it's just me making fan fiction. Like it doesn't feel like I'm personally part of the channel. So I wanted to feel like I personally was part of the channel. So then I started making voiced videos. And then a few months later, one of my videos just exploded. This was in, I think it was August 2021. I made a video called The Top 5 Pokemon That Go Should Never Catch. And that just propelled into the atmosphere. And I think it has like 1.2 million views now. And that video just completely kickstarted my channel going down a completely different direction of making voiced videos, episode reviews, top 10 videos. And then when I made my voiced video that blew up, at the time I had 5K subscribers, 6K, and now I have like 64K or something. So like I completely changed the trajectory of my channel. It went from one direction to the complete opposite direction.
No, and I think that's a really good lesson too there's two good lessons, I guess, in there for people starting YouTube. The first lesson is if you're a Pokemon YouTuber and you put something like, I hate Go shouldn't do this, everyone's going to be like, woo, and you'll get 1 million views.
Literally.
People love hating on Go. Yeah, he should. Yeah, well, I hate that he caught Suicune. I'm mad.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a running joke in my Discord server of people calling Go Lord Go, because a lot of the success of my channel is probably down to people hating Go, because that one video that blew up, probably a lot of people clicked it because they wanted to see someone not being very kind towards Go. So like we call him Lord Go in my Discord server because Lord Go blessed me with a successful YouTube channel.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
And then the other point that I wanted to make is just like, if you're a YouTuber, or you have a YouTube channel, and you want to change directions even after you've done something for years, if it's what you really want to do and it's something you're passionate about, it'll work out. As long as it's in the same vein, it'll buff. Like, people will still like it. Most people aren't like, oh, I really like this, only this really niche. I only like Pokemon if people are pretending to text about it, you know? Like most people like Pokemon, therefore that they like that texting stuff. So when you start doing the voiced stuff, people are like, I like Pokemon, therefore I like this. So they stuck around. And I think your passion shows.
Exactly. And I think because a lot of people kind of got the vibes of my character, of the kind of person I am, through those fan fiction videos. So even when I made different videos, a lot of those old fans still thought, well, we still like this guy. He still seems like a genuine guy. He's very safe for work. Like he puts work into his videos. So a lot of them stuck around even when I changed my content completely. So yeah, never, ever, ever be worried about changing the type of content you make. Because if you told me a year ago when I was making fanfiction videos that a year later I would have this many people watching my videos and I was doing a completely different thing, I never would have believed you. So like the fact that I made that jump and just tried it, I mean, it paid off. So just go for it if you're ever thinking about it. But talking about the jump from fan fiction to the videos I make now, I've got a lot of comments at times sort of being like, are you embarrassed by the old videos you made? Like you made fan fiction videos, you made like videos about Ash and Serena going on dates or whatever. And every time I get one of those comments, I'm just kind of sat there thinking, why would I ever be embarrassed about this? Like, why would I ever, ever, ever be embarrassed? Like, those videos, I loved making them. They were so much fun. So many people loved them. So many people watched them. And I got so many nice comments on those videos. So, like, why would I be embarrassed of doing something that led to me where I am now? Like, if I never made those videos, I would never be here talking to you on your podcast. Like, it's one of those things that I don't think anyone should ever be embarrassed about things they've done in the past to get to where they are now. Especially when it's literally fan fiction videos, you know? Like, it's nothing to be embarrassed about.
And the thing is, too, like, are you embarrassed about those videos? Well, can you see them on my channel? Then no, because, like, you at any point, you can unlist something, you can make it private, you can delete it. I mean, like, if you're really embarrassed about it, you don't have to have it on your channel. So it's obviously, you have to show where you came from. And for people like me that like going back and looking at people's oldest videos to see what their growth and to see what I can do to grow, it's great that they leave those videos there. And like, there's no point in being embarrassed about stuff like that. Like, it's content that you made, stick to it.
Exactly. And like you said, if I was embarrassed by any videos they would not still be on my channel. They would be long gone. Like some of my first ever voiced videos. I'm definitely embarrassed by those, and they are no longer on my channel. But the text and videos, I feel no shame, no embarrassment. I'm proud of them. I put so much time and effort and love into those videos. I would never be embarrassed. And also, now that I'm not making those videos anymore, maybe there's a void to be filled. So if you're sat here watching this or listening to this and you're thinking, I really want to get into the Pokemon YouTube space, I want to do something fun. I want to become a YouTuber. That's the perfect place to start. Make Pokemon texting videos like I used to, and you never know where it's going to lead you.
And then a year later, you'll have 60,000 subscribers guaranteed. It's a tried and true method. The science is there, 100%.
I mean, man, when you say it like that.
So the real question is, at 100,000 subs, are we going to get either A, another texting video, or B, are you going to just move your old animation videos that from the beginning of your channel to unlisted and then give the link to me? Because that's what I really want.
That's a good question, and I kind of prefer that question over the face reveal question. Maybe. I feel like a lot of people would be very shocked, if I randomly uploaded a fan fiction video. There would be about 50,000 people. Like, what on earth is going on here?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It'd be so funny. Like, there'd be all kinds of people that would be like, what?
Maybe on April Fool's Day.
Oh, there we go. That's what we need. I'm reverting the channel back to this. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and get to the meat of it, and we'll talk about the big topic, the one that's on everyone's mind. It's all that the Pokemon anime community wants to talk about. We'll go ahead and talk about the Masters 8.
I mean, it feels like you can never get away from it. It's like everywhere now.
Yeah, it's truly unescapable. Like, not just like seeing the footage of it, but also just people's opinions and who should and shouldn't be there. A lot of that, a lot of shouldn't on one special person's case, but there are some people on Twitter that will defend her with their life, and their name is Pokeferlax.
Yeah, their name is Pokeferlax. Yeah, if you speak bad of Iris in my vicinity, you're going down, man. You're going down.
Yeah, so kind of speaking of that too, Iris, I know you have one more that you really like. Are there any that you saw on the Masters 8 that you loved seeing there, that you were super excited to have revealed on there?
Anyone who knows me knows that, for me, the Masters 8 is perfect as long as Lance and Iris are there. They're like my favorite characters ever. Like, I love those two characters. So as long as Lance and Iris are there, I am very, very, very thrilled. But there is one character, I mean, there's a few characters, but there's definitely one character in particular that I really wish was there.
Who's that? What do you got?
Right. So, where do I begin? Where do I begin, man? This is probably going to come across very shocking to some of you. Some of you are going to be like, what on earth is this guy chatting? And let me explain.
I feel the controversy coming. I feel it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can probably guess who it is already.
Guess who it is? That's a tough one. Paul's my guess.
I mean, according to some people, they're the same character. So, for now,
yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. So, now I know who it is. All right, yeah. Paul 2.0.
Paul 2.0.
People call him, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So there's one rival in the Black and White series who a lot of people really, really, really dislike with passion. And he goes by the name of Trip.
Cameron. Oh, my God.
I mean, him too. But no, yeah, so Trip. I would have loved to have seen Trip in the Masters 8. And I know people are already thinking, this guy is mad. This guy is bonkers. What's he talking about? And maybe you're right, but I don't think so. For me, Trip had so much potential. The fact that Trip, his entire dream is to defeat Alder, the previous champion of Unova, and now one of the massive reveals in Pokemon Journeys is that Iris did that. Like, Iris is the new champion of Unova. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. I feel like we could have had some really good dynamics between Ash, Trip, and Iris. Because as we know, Trip's dream is to beat Alder, Iris beat Alder. We could have had fun battles, we could have had a massive rivalry there. So for me, I would have loved Trip to be in the Masters 8, so then maybe Trip and Iris could have battled in the first round to sort of compete to see who is more worthy of being Alder's successor, you know? I feel like Trip would still have the dream of defeating Alder because his dream was much more personal than just being the champion of Unova. Like, he wanted to defeat Alder personally. Like, it was Alder specifically. So I feel like Alder would probably say to Trip, go and defeat Iris, and that'll prove your worth, or whatever. So I feel like having a dynamic there between Trip and Iris, and then Iris defeating him in the Masters 8. I mean, he already had sort of redemption or like a character arc in Black and White, but he could have gone even further and been like, you know what? Iris may have defeated Alder, but she's clearly worthy of it. She's worthy of the title because she's more powerful than I am. So I feel like a Trip and Iris showdown in the Masters 8 would have been incredible.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I would have absolutely loved that, even as a more minor role, like kind of like how B and Ash, or Bay, however you want to say it, either way, you know, their rivalry with the Graplocked and Riolu, like that development, that would have been fantastic to see, even just that amount between Trip and Iris. I mean, it would have been great narrative.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even if we just got a brief scene showing like Iris and Trip battling earlier in the World Coronation series, just to show what Iris is up to, I feel like there could have been a very easy couple of minutes scene of Ash watching Trip and Iris battling on TV. Like, it only had to be brief and it could have done wonders, in my opinion.
No, yeah, I absolutely agree. It would have been like even like a Wallace Ash sort of battle like we got. I mean, it would have been really nice just to have that brief take there, because he's the only rival that hasn't been shown, right? I think every other rival, and the main rival is obviously not Morrison, which, again,
sadly,
quote me on this, I love Morrison, so people can, you know, tweet hate at me, but Morrison was great. He should have been in Journeys. I miss him.
Honestly, I love him too. He's such a fun character.
He's great because he shows, like, at the time he showed up, like he's Ash at the beginning. Like he has a stronger team, but his personality is Ash at the beginning of his adventure.
Yeah, and I feel like it was a really unique story idea of Morrison not wanting to battle Ash and sort of being demotivated to battle Ash because they were such good friends. I feel like that was a really good story idea.
Yeah, definitely. And his team was incredibly unique. Like, I mean, like having the Gligar and the Metang and the Steelix. I mean, he had such a cool team.
Yeah, the Gligar put in work in all of his battles. His Gligar was incredible.
I know, absolutely. It's extremely true. And then I am fully convinced that it's his Gligar that inspired them to be like, we should give this an evolution.
Oh, I really hope that's the case. That would be incredible.
That's my
mine too, actually, now that you say it. But yeah, in Pokemon Journeys, we've had Gary, we've had Gladion, we've had Paul, Alan, Hau, Guzma, if you count him, or Guzma, however you want to pronounce it. So like we've had like every rival, really, like the bigger ones, apart from Trip. Like Trip is really the only one, and Sawyer maybe.
I love Sawyer too, so quote me on that.
Yeah, I would love Sawyer's Trip and Sawyer to return. They would both be awesome.
Sawyer's fantastic. I really wanted him to be one of the Ultra Class battles, but not the case.
It would have been so perfect.
That's what I really wanted. I was like, oh, come on, just let us have it.
Yeah, I really want to see his character now that he's spent time away from Ash, because obviously in the X and Y series, Sawyer's entire story was wanting to be like Ash, like sort of seeing Ash as like an idol, sort of. So it would be really good to see where he is now that he's really independent.
Yeah, and with Steven Stone coming back too, I wish Sawyer could have tagged along. Like, that would have been a good entry point for Steven, I felt like, to show Sawyer coming back and having a battle with Ash, and Steven being like, he's not as easy as he was, you know what I mean? Like, he's not as weak as he was last time you fought.
Yeah, well, I mean, Steven and Sawyer were both together at the end of X and Y.
Exactly.
So, like, even if we just got a brief mention, maybe when Ash meets Steven in the Masters 8, maybe Steven could be like, oh yeah, Sawyer was talking about you, or Sawyer is doing this. Just a brief mention would be amazing.
Or even if he hinted at like Sawyer being the next champion would be really cool. Like being like, I'm getting older and someone's going to fill my void and I think your friend is that person. Like, because we have Iris doing it. I mean, it'd be really cool to have like second champions, you know, in the anime. But
yeah, well, I kind of feel like the theme of Pokemon Journeys is the next generation of trainers sort of rising up and overtaking the old generation. And I feel like that was also a theme in the Sword and Shield games, with, for example, Marnie and Bede becoming new gym leaders. Obviously, the protagonist becoming the new champion, Hop becoming the new professor. I feel, or like a professor assistant. I feel like Journeys is doing a really good job of mimicking that. For example, Ash is the next big thing, probably going to win the World Coronation Series. Iris is the new champion of Unova. So I feel like that would fit in perfectly, having Sawyer as the next champion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It makes sense in my mind. And that's a very good point about like the next generation coming up. I'm excited to see like where they go with that, and I'm really hoping that they take advantage of that in the anime, for the rest of Journeys and upcoming.
And this is why I'm really excited to see how Iris does in the Masters 8, because a lot of people are writing her off, saying, oh yeah, she's filler, she'll be knocked out immediately. I wouldn't be so sure. I mean, it might happen, but I wouldn't be so sure personally. I feel like if they're really trying to do the next generation thing, the next generation of trainers rising up, I think that's what we could see. Iris defeating Lance. It wouldn't make her a Dragon Master, but it would make her the next top Dragon trainer.
That is absolutely a hot take. So I really enjoy that. Speaking of hot takes, what would be your wildest pick to put into the Masters 8? Like, who is someone that would be completely random for you to put them in?
Ooh, that's a good question. Wildest pick. This may not be the wildest pick. Like, it's not like a really random idea, or like a really goofy idea, but I would love Giovanni being in the Masters 8.
Oh, no, that would be amazing. That would be such a twist. I would love that, honestly. That would be great, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, Giovanni is like the big bad guy, like the big overarching bad guy of the entire series. So what better time is there for Ash to face Giovanni than in the middle of his biggest tournament ever? And maybe this is really stretching it, but what I would love is maybe if Ash battles Giovanni in the semi-finals of the Masters 8, and Ash defeats Giovanni, and then I know this story arc comes from the Ultra Sun and Moon games.
Oh, okay.
But I would I would love for Giovanni to start a Rainbow Rocket arc in the middle of the Masters 8.
That would be so good. It's like you could have all the remaining people in the Masters 8 go up against the villains from their different timelines. Oh, that'd be so good. It'd be like kind of like in Kalos when they had all the gym leaders come together to fight.
Yeah, the Team Flare arc.
That was so good. I love the Team Flare arc so much.
Exactly. We could have an amazing Rainbow Rocket arc where Giovanni and all the old evil teams team up to fight, obviously, the Masters 8. And I think there probably would be 8 of them, because I think there's 8 evil teams in the series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yep.
Something like that. So it would be incredibly perfect. And also, like, what a way to break up the Masters 8 arc with a huge villain arc. And then afterwards, we could go into Ash versus Leon. It would be incredible.
Yeah, no, that would be fantastic. Yeah, my picks were nowhere near as cool as that. I was either going to say Drew from, if you remember back from Hoenn, or Richie, because Richie coming back would be so good. I would honestly just love to see him come back and have like a mirror team of Ash.
Yeah, so Drew, I 100% agreed. I think Drew is one of the best characters in the entire series. Like, unapologetically, I think that man, or that boy, he's 10 probably. I think that boy is incredible. I think he's such a good rival, so entertaining, and like, I'm not going to lie, I really like May and Drew as a couple. I think contest shipping is up there among the greats. But what's really funny, actually, I was on a previous podcast, and in that podcast, the guy on the podcast actually really doesn't like Drew. He hates him. It's a funny contrast that in the previous one, the guy doing the podcast hates Drew, and in this one, the guy doing the podcast, wants Drew to be the top 8 trainers in the world.
It would just be so fun because he's master coordinator, master trainer. It would just be so good to see someone so well-rounded and to be like the quintessential Pokemon master, like someone that can do both things and do them to the best.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. If anyone is going to be the Pokemon master before Ash, I would be happy with Drew.
Yeah, it'd be so good. And we could see character development. It would just be great. And like I said, Richie would be great to see, or like have like all of Ash's aces from each of the regions as his team, as Richie's team.
That would be
like, because he's always been
that would
a
be so
mirror
cool.
of Ash. Yeah, it's always been so good. And I'm like, you could just bring him back and let him be like, fight your own aces.
Yeah, can you imagine like Richie showing up and like pulling out Charizard, Pikachu, Greninja, Sceptile, Infernape, Lucario? That'd be insane.
Yeah, it'd be so good. And Ash being like, wait a minute. And he's like, great minds think alike.
A taste of your own medicine, Ash. This is what it feels like.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, we could have some crazy narratives with that, to be honest. Like him being like, oh, I saw you win the Kalos League, or almost win the Kalos League, and I decided to go catch one of my own. And then he like sends out Greninja and they have a bond phenomenon with Richie and Greninja. Oh, so good. I love it.
Yeah, but secretly it's actually Ash's Greninja. Richie went and caught it in the wild.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
I heard you let go your strongest Pokemon, so I went and remedied that.
Yeah, I went and stole it.
That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, Richie would be the new the new most hated character.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Alrighty, so the final question for you that I'm going to ask is, what is your best memory in the Pokemon franchise?
That is a really good question. Right, so I have something. I wouldn't say this is like my favorite memory ever, but I have another one that I'll talk about after. This is like the on the spur moment thing that popped into my head immediately. So the day that Iris was revealed to be returning in Pokemon Journeys, for me, that day was like my wildest dream. Like anyone who knows me knows I love Iris. She is such an amazing character. And the day she was revealed to be returning, the fan base was absolutely explosive in the best way. Like even people who don't like Iris was so excited. And like that day is so ingrained in my head that I can even remember the exact date that it happened, I hope anyway.
What day was it? Now I'm curious.
Okay, if I get this wrong, I'm going to be mad exposed. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was January the 6th, 2021. Maybe it was the 5th of January, but I think it was the 6th. Yeah, that day was incredible. Like everyone was theorizing, like, is Iris going to be a champion? Is she going to be a gym leader? Has Axew evolved? And then obviously Gary was in that intro as well. It was such a good day. And also this was so early on in Pokemon Journeys. So everyone were like, we're really going to get traveling companions returning. Like this is what we're going to be getting in this series. So yeah, for me, that day was incredible.
Yeah, that intro was fantastic. I have not seen intro hype like there's been intro hype for Pokemon Journeys. People like wait to be like, what's going to be revealed in the intro?
Yeah, like we were waiting for so long and people were so anticipated and it lived up to every expectation.
Absolutely.
But yeah, as for the real favorite ever memory, this one has been like ingrained in my head for my entire life. It might sound really stupid or random, but hear me out. So when I was in high school, I think I was maybe 13 years old, 14 years old. Me and my friend, we loved Pokemon, obviously. We loved Pokemon. And we also loved Tumblr, an old social media website that isn't very active anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And back in the Tumblr days, a lot of people did role-playing groups where like you would assign yourself a character and you'd write like fan fiction together and roleplay together. And we found this roleplay group and we really, really, really wanted to be in it. So we went to each other's houses after school. We were like writing our entry to join the roleplay group. We were so hyped, so excited. Like this was like our wildest dream. We wanted to be in this roleplay group so bad. So then we both applied. We did it right. Hopefully we got accepted. And then we were at school and everything, waiting day after day, waiting for a response. And then we finished a maths class on a Friday evening or like a Friday afternoon after school. We went outside after school ended, both got a notification on our phones, looked at our phones. At the exact same time, we both got accepted into this roleplay group. And maybe it sounds really weird and stupid, like it's a tiny roleplay group, but we were so excited. Like we put our hearts into those applications. And the fact that we got accepted at the exact same time, I mean, dude, that was like we were ecstatic. And we were so hyped that we ran up to each other and had a proper Ash and Dawn high five moment. Like we high fived each other like we were the main characters in an anime. And like that moment for me, just that has lived in my soul for the past 10 years.
And that's the beauty of Pokemon, really. Like Pokemon, like everyone's favorite memory is something different. And that's why I like it's a question that I'm going to keep asking people, because it's such a good question to hear the differences, because that's what Pokemon is. You know, it's these different memories and how they stuck, and there's always a different memory for each person. It's amazing.
I mean, the amount of different subgenres in Pokemon. Some people's favorite memories will be with the anime, some with the games, some with the trading card game. Some people, like me, could be like a role-playing group on a social media.
The old Tumblr.
Like everybody has different experiences, and I feel that's part of what makes Pokemon special. It's such a big franchise.
Absolutely. Well, that was a great answer. I loved it. That's very, very unique, very different take. I love it. That was a great answer.
Yeah, I've been waiting to get that one off my chest, and I've been waiting.
If this will come up. Alrighty, everyone. We will get back to the trivia answers now. So hopefully you've been racking your brain over these ones. We're going to test Pokeferlax's anime knowledge and see if he's really a Pokemon anime connoisseur.
If I'm an anime connoisseur, then I guess it's evaluation time.
Here we go. You ready for that first question? I'm going to repeat it for you.
As ready as I'll ever be.
What members of Ash's Alolan team are not weak to ground type?
You see, I've been thinking about this, and I'm struggling. I am struggling. Because Pikachu is weak against ground types. Incineroar is weak against ground types. Lycanroc is weak against ground types. Melmetal is weak against ground types, I think.
Correct, yes.
But then Naganadel is part poison, which is that weak against ground types?
I'll give you the hint. Yes, it is.
So then that's every member, but then Naganadel is also part dragon type.
Not quite every member.
Have I forgotten a member?
You've only said 5 so far.
Oh, Rowlet! How did I forget Rowlet exists? Man, I was racking my brain for this entire podcast. I've named every member, but none of them are weak to ground types. Well, Rowlet is my answer. That's the one.
Yes, Rowlet is the only one not weak to ground types. The old grass flying. Look at that.
Dude, I am going to get so shredded for this. Everyone's going to be like, how did you forget Rowlet?
The only other walking Pokemon besides Pikachu. Man, look at that.
I have no idea how I didn't even think about Rowlet. I was really thinking hard. I was like, has he got the question wrong?
Now, let's not go that far.
That'd never happen.
Alrighty, question number 2. Which of Ash's Pokemon was first owned by a rival before belonging to him?
Right, I believe that was the one and only Chimchar.
That is correct, belonging to Paul before...
what can I say?
Before Ash.
I would be very disappointed if I got that wrong, considering Infernape is one of my favourite Pokemon ever.
I think everyone would be up in arms on that one.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Alrighty, question number 3. What is the name of the professor in the Orange Islands?
Right, I'm going to have to phone a friend. Let me get Brock's number.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Come on, Brock, I need you. But yeah, I believe that is Professor Ivy.
That is correct, and that was also my application to the role-playing group, so hopefully I get accepted. 3 for 3 so far on that one.
Pressure is building.
There we go. All right. Which main character has the most disobedient Pokemon under their ownership in the anime?
Right. I'm pretty sure this is Iris, because Iris had Emolga, Excadrill, and Dragonite. They were all disobedient, and I can't think of any other traveling companion that had that many disobedient ones. So I'm going to say Iris.
You are correct. You did not get the Iris question wrong. Look at that.
Oh, phew, I would have been over. I would have been done for.
Yeah, no, you'd be after the hype that you had for this in this episode for Iris, man.
I know. Speaking of Iris, though, a lot of people give Iris a lot of unnecessary hatred for her Pokemon being disobedient. And I don't understand why. Her Pokemon were disobedient for different reasons in different ways, and she overcame all of it. Like, I could understand if she never tried to connect with her Pokemon, if she never, overcame the disobedience, but she really put in the work to overcome those disobediences. Like, it's not her fault that her random 3 Pokemon all had reasons to be disobedient. I think the fact that she really, really, really tried hard and managed to overcome that, I think that's a testament to her character.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that she was able to take, I mean, how long did it take Ash to get Charizard to listen? So the fact that she could get 3, including Excadrill and a Dragonite to listen to her is absolutely insane. I think it really shows some champion level strength.
Me too. I think it's mad impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, 4 for 4. And I think you're going to get this last one too, but let's see it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Give me the nickname of 3 of Richie's Pokemon from the anime.
Right. Obviously, Sparky the Pikachu.
Correct.
There's one. Zippo the Charmeleon, who I'm hoping is a Charizard by now.
We will never know because they won't bring him back in Dirties because they want to make me
not.
cry.
I'm going to cry myself to sleep now, man. But yeah, and then I believe his Tailo is called Rose.
Correct. That's 3.
What can I say?
Can you get the other 2? I'm curious now.
Oh, the other 2. I know there's Butterfree. And
yeah, he is one. But what's a
yeah, I need to think of what the other Pokemon is first.
Oh, okay.
Butterfree, and I believe his other Pokemon, I'm pretty sure it's one that Ash doesn't have.
Correct, and it is used not in Kanto.
I don't think he evolved it all the way. I think it was a Larvitar or a Pupitar.
A Pupitar, correct.
Yeah, so Butterfree, I'm pretty sure that was, I think it was called like Happy or...
Happy is correct.
I'm surprised I remembered that one, to be fair.
Yeah, Happy's correct. The last one's the hardest one.
Yeah, I actually do remember this one. Ooh. I don't know how I remember the name, but not the Pokemon. Yeah, I do remember this one because I rewatched the episode very recently. But yeah, his Pupitar, it is Pupitar, isn't it? His Pupitar?
Yep, correct, yep.
Yeah, his Pupitar is called Cruz.
That's crazy. 5 for 5. Look at that. We'll give you an extra bonus point. You got 6 out of 5. Look at you there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of got very lucky because I did watch a Richie episode literally yesterday, so...
Hey, still, there you go. Look at that. Anime connoisseur. He's studying up for this. He knew there was going to be
S-class connoisseur. Silent wishes he could be me right now.
Absolutely. Everyone does.
I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I'm very happy. I would be very disappointed if I didn't get all 5 right.
Well,
so my channel is safe.
That's true. That's true. You can keep it for another week. Look at that.
Oh, phew.
Alrighty, so let's wrap this up. Do you have any parting words, Pokeferlax? Any promotions or things to watch for with your content?
You know what, really? I'm just going to say, check out my YouTube channel if you like the Pokemon anime. I'm sure there'll be some videos there that you'll enjoy. I hope so, anyway. My Twitter, I make tweets every day like most people do. That's not exactly special. But like I do rewatches on Twitter where I review each episode as I watch them. I'm currently rewatching Advanced Generation. I have another Twitter account, or Twitter. I'll correct my accent there. I have another Twitter account where I... It's hard being British sometimes. My accent seeps through. But yeah, I have another Twitter account where I talk about what Max is doing every day. So that's a lot of fun. I try to stream on Twitch sometimes, hoping to do that more because I now have a capture card for my Nintendo Switch. Yeah, so just really my YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. I think they're the main things I want to plug. But for me, I would rather plug you, SB. I would rather plug you because I feel like you make such good content. And you deserve way more views than you get. Like, you make such good content. So for me, if you want to do me a service, subscribe to SB, watch his videos, listen to his podcast, comment on his videos, follow him on Twitter. Because if you do that, then that'll make me happy.
Man, look at that. Uno reverse card on the promotion there. But yes, definitely. Go follow Pokeferlax on Twitter. He's tweeting great things. He's making great content like pretty much every other day. He's really putting it out there, and get in on this ground level with Twitch. So go follow his Twitch so that way you can be ready and be there whenever he's getting active with this capture card. Well, I want to thank you again for being a guest on the show, Pokeferlax. I want to thank Jorge Benes for making an amazing theme for this podcast, and I want to thank all you listeners out there that made it this far. We will be back with another episode on June 13th, so make sure to follow the podcast and watch out for that episode. Until then, I will catch you next time when the adventure continues.